That music is awesome, and this is Deadliest Warrior Legends, available on PSN and Xbox Live.
Well, hello. It will be my pleasure to kill you.
I honestly didn't expect Spike to release a second Deadliest Warrior game, but I was very happy when I found out that they were.
Bloody pathetic.
In fact, owners of the first Deadliest Warrior game will get a special unique weapon for every single character that does the same amount of damage and has the same stats as their standard weapon, but looks a lot cooler. In the first game, all the warriors were like standard warrior classes or archetypes, but the theme in this game is all the warriors you play as are famous warriors from history.
Ah, you've arrived. Let's begin.
To give some of these warriors a personality, they threw in some voice acting, but it's not going to win any awards. In fact, it might be slightly better than the voice acting in the original Resident Evil game. As far as gameplay goes, it's probably as good as the first game, but in this game they tried to make it more difficult to pull off combos, and that really isn't much of a problem because you can just mash buttons and you'll probably pull off the combo anyway. Deadliest Warrior Legends has all the game modes that the first game had. It has challenge mode, battle mode, arcade mode, but something it did different in arcade mode this time was they added something slightly different as a challenge to unlock new weapons. Instead of hacking down pig carcasses, this time you fight ex-Navy SEAL and a new host in Season 3 of Deadliest Warrior, Richard Makowitz. I don't know whose idea it was to do that, but it's interesting to say the least. A new mode in Deadliest Warrior Legends, and probably one of my favorite things about this game, is the Generals mode, which is pretty much the board game Risk, but it's cool. You play as the characters from the game, and you have your own special abilities that are unique to each character, and you go around adding brigades, taking over territories, and when you engage an enemy castle, it goes into a one-on-one champion duel, which goes back to the normal game's gameplay. It's a really cool game mode. We're watching some multiplayer footage right now, and which I'm still bad at, by the way. In fact, this is the only other person I found playing online, so I don't know what that says about anything, but in this game, there's a lot of new features. The gore factor has been increased because you can now cut people in half, which is really cool when you pull it off. And you can now push enemies away, or opponents away, to either push them off a ledge, which is really funny, or just to create some space between the two people. You can also feign an attack to, trick a warrior into thinking you're attacking early, so they'll dodge or parry too early. And also, there's new grapple mode, in which the attacker has to input a button, and the defender has to match it, or the attacker will perform a leg break, an arm break, or a final strike, which I think was a lot better idea than the whole final strike thing in the first game, but I think it's just a good idea.
For the afterlife.
Now here's the new grapple system I was talking about.
Come now, we can be friends. In the afterlife.
Yeah, I think they tried to add a little bit of humor to Hernan Cortez's final strike. Sun Tzu's Final Strike is probably my favorite.
It is not sufficient that I succeed. All others must fail.
So, Deadliest Warrior Legends is a very entertaining fighting game, and I know you're thinking that, well, you're a Deadliest Warrior fan, so you have to say it's good, but I honestly think it's a good game. And I hope after seeing the footage that I just showed you, you think it's a good game too. It can be found very affordably on PSN and Xbox Live. I know it only costs, I think, like $10 on PSN, and whatever that is in Microsoft points, but this is a very fun game, and I'd highly recommend it. Deadliest Warrior Legends. If you're a Deadliest Warrior fan and you don't buy it, Jeff Damelin will come to your house, punch you in the face, you'll be dead, and then Armand Dorian will say that's a kill shot. That won't happen, but that would be cool, wouldn't it? Well, I guess not, because he'd be dead, but... Anyway, Deadliest Warrior Legends for PSN and Xbox Live.
So much to conquer, so little time.